Hi guys, I briefly wanted to go over our capstone project for this semester. As you see, it's not due until week 10, and I've got week 11 down here because we were out for Labor Day, and we also have a fall break Monday and Tuesday, October 13th and 14th. So they've kind of added an extra week in there, so I did call it the 11th week. But because I have over 25 students in my classes, I'm going to break them up into 4 groups. And it's best to divide your students up and not let them choose the day. If you do, they'll procrastinate and put it off. So I would just assign certain students either a Monday or a Tuesday, or a Wednesday or a Thursday right here. And I would do it for 2 weeks. If you have time left over on this last day, you can do something fun with your group the last day if everyone is through with their capstone presentations. I just encourage students to continue to come to class. I require it, even though they've already presented their capstone presentation. Also, part of the capstone project is the letter to the new student, and I've got that the week prior to their capstone presentations. We're in week 4 right now, so they've got a good bit of time to work on these capstone presentations. I just wanted to let you know about them now, and I'm going to show you exactly what they are. Let me go to one of my face-to-face classes. Change the role to student. And when you want to find the directions for the letter to the new student or the capstone project, it's actually embedded under managing money, careers, and more. Capstone presentations, it gives you the directions to the capstone presentation here, but not to the letter to the new student, which is also part of our capstone project. So if you go under managing money, careers, and more, you'll see capstone project overview. This describes both of the capstone presentation and the letter to the new student, which are both considered the capstone project. The capstone project itself, which accounts for 10% of the student's grade, accounts for 100 points and is made up of the letter to a new student, which is 20 points, and the presentation, which is 80 points, which makes up 100. And they have to do both of these in order to get the 100 points and the 10% of the grade. But you're going to grade these separately. The letter to the new student, write a 1 to 2 page letter of advice to a future student. However you want them to format it, they can format it in MLA style, double space, Times Roman, whatever you want them to do. They just need to answer all the questions in this prompt. Underneath is the capstone presentation. Prepare a 10-minute presentation, and it should say, instead of during the last week of class, prepare and present, my apologies, during the last week of classes. So they need to start preparing now, or at least maybe next week or the week after, start preparing for this. And what I always ask them to do is to make a slide out of each and every one of these questions, and start off with a title slide with your name, capstone presentation, FCST 1010, and the date. And then the next slide would be a personal slide. Who am I? I also encourage them to include pictures of themselves or their family so that we can get to know them. But that's only if they feel comfortable. They're not required to share personal photos. But I love to. So encourage them. Just tell them that they do not have to. Then the next slide would be one slide out of why am I attending college. The next slide, what are my goals for the next year. They can group this into one slide or create 3 slides from it. And they need to answer all of these at the bottom. If you're teaching an online class, your students will include these two questions in their presentation. If you're teaching a face-to-face course, you can tell the students to omit these two questions. 99% of the time they will not omit those questions. They just go down through there and create it anyway. I don't know how they can answer those when they're doing face-to-face, but they find a way. But I don't count off for it. So this is actually the Capstone project. And the Capstone project is made up of letter to a new student and the Capstone presentation. I am going to send out another screencast over the professor's choice. It just comes later on in the semester, and it's actually a class activity. So I felt like maybe the students needed to get busy on the Capstone project. I'd recorded this earlier today, and I left out the letter to the new student, so I had to record it over again. My brain is just not in recording today. So if you have any questions, please email me and let me know. And just know that you can find these under Managing Money, Careers, and More under Content. Email me as always, and have a great weekend. Go Falcons.